The Raiders wide receiver core struggled with drops the whole season. Derek Carr's stats would have been much better if the receivers just hung on to the ball. By far the worst defender was Amari Cooper. Cooper is extremely talented and many expected him to take the next step. Instead, he struggled all season long and wasn't near the receiver he was even during his rookie year. His partner, Michael Crabtree, has been great since his arrival a few years ago. He's a clutch possession receiver. There are questions about him fitting into the locker room culture and possibly being cut. I think he's still worth keeping at his price tag. However, a wide receiver 3 needs an upgrade and possibly even thinking about a wide receiver 2. Let's look at the available free agent pass catchers. The most talented available receiver is Sammy Watkins. He's big, strong, fast, and has good hands. However, production has been a bigger problem. In the beginning of his career, health was the problem. This year, he managed less than 600 yards receiving despite being on a Rams offense that was thriving. I think being in Oakland without the pressure of being a number 1 would benefit his career. He's still young, and my guess is some team will pay a lot for that potential, making Oakland not an option. The most accomplished receiver is Allen Robinson of the Jaguars. He missed most of last year with a torn ACL, but had a great 2015. If he can produce with Blake Bortles, imagine what he can do with Derek Carr. I'm guessing he'll be healthy enough to play at the start of the season. His ceiling is way higher than Seth Roberts and Michael Crabtree, and the future duo of Amari Cooper and Allen Robinson is fascinating. As much as I'd like for that to happen, I think the Jaguars will try and keep him and the Raiders won't spend big on him. Fun idea though. This next guy is a bit of a surprise. The old Raiders quarterback turned wide receiver, Terrell Pryor. Athleticism was never a problem, and he's best used as a down the field big play receiver. He struggled in his 1 year with the Redskins, and I think that works to the Raiders' advantage. He should come cheap with a really high ceiling. It makes football sense, but I don't think it'll happen. The Raiders cut him, and he'll look elsewhere. Paul Richardson of the Seahawks is a much more realistic option. He has a really high upside and potential and showed his big playability this season. He's still young at 26 and was never utilized in the Seahawks offense until this season. Talent and ability is there, and I think he will produce in the Raiders offense. He's the perfect combination of age, talent, and price for the Raiders to sign. If the Raiders want to go the veteran route, Eric Decker is the perfect candidate. He had a bad season in Tennessee, but I think that's more of a product of being in an uncreative offense. Decker is a solid route runner, has strong hands, and always is great in the red zone. He's big and give Derek Carr another threat. The Raiders will be able to get another year of solid production, and Decker has always been great as a wide receiver too. Another notable veteran is Jordan Matthews. He produced out of the slot in Philadelphia as really the only proven threat. He's not a great wide receiver, but is reliable and has good hands. Never thought that would be an attribute I look for in a wide receiver. I don't know if his potential and talent is much better than Seth Roberts, but he'd be much more reliable. This guy hasn't really produced, but I think it's worth a shot. Michael Floyd is a talented wide receiver who just never really took off. He's like Michael Crabtree before he signed with the Raiders, but with a lot less production. I think he can play in the right environment. I think he'll produce in the Raiders system and will be at least as productive as Seth Roberts, but at a much cheaper price tag. The last guy is Willie Snead of the Saints. He's had consecutive productive seasons, but didn't produce last year due to a combination of suspension and injuries. He's still only 25 years old and has plenty of good seasons left in him. Snead has shown he can play and will benefit from playing with Cooper and Crabtree. He'll likely sign a cheap deal to show he can rebound, and the Raiders should give him that deal.